paid some kids a few bucks to clear this area because it had some nice looking black soil on it, and it looked like a nice, good, contained space in front of the rotten house, which is right here, to put in some beds. And then I came out here with my machete this morning and I decided to test the ground, and I realized it's a huge concrete slab. So I think what I'm going to do is just clean all the stuff off the top of it, set up a table and some chairs, hang a tarp over it, and start selling liquor. I was given this plant by a friend of mine. This is an arrowroot, which is a edible root. It's been used for food for a very long time. And I only have one of this type here, so I'm putting it in this pot, and then it'll start to make a clump, and then later I'll plant it out somewhere. But I just want to make sure that I get this going. As you can see, it's already starting to crinkle up a little bit. It's not happy, it's drying. So we'll take good care of it and let it grow, and then later, they're really actually very tough. You can break them apart and stick them there, but it'll make a clump, and then I can distribute them wherever I like to in the future. But this is my specimen. And as you see, I used the soil that I'm scraping up off of this slab, which is pretty much pure compost. People think it's very hard to make compost. You know, it's like it's this big system. But this area, this slab, is covered with probably an inch or two of pure compost underneath some leaves and other stuff that hasn't decayed yet, because it's just been left alone. All the leaves fell on the ground for maybe a decade or so, and they just made all of this incredible, beautiful black compost, and all you have to do is scrape it up. So even if you just had a slab in your yard and you dumped leaves on top of it, you would get compost. You don't have to think that hard about making it. As I share in my book, Compost Everything. I have a turnip here, which I got from the grocery store, and which is making leaves. Turnips are a biennial, which means that they make a big root the first year, and then they bloom and they make seeds. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna plant this entire turnip because it was already growing, and we'll let it make seeds if it wants to. Now, it may not, because it's been in the fridge and it looks all green. It might just get hit by the sun, or something might eat the root, it may rot, but it doesn't cost me anything to stick it in the ground, and if it works out, I'll get some turnip seeds. If you've read Jack Broccoli, you know that turnips play very prominently into the storyline of Turned Earth, and I figure it just makes sense for me to stick at least one turnip in, even though they're not my favorite. This bean is one of the ones that went through the wash. I planted, what, a half a dozen or a dozen or something like that in here. None of the rest of them came up, but this one came up, and it looks kind of sad. It looks like it should have been put on permanent press, but it's alive, and I think it's a purple pole bean. We'll see. I'm just gonna see what happens. Maybe it'll climb this ladder alongside the Dioscorea bulbifera I planted right here. But if this pre-soaking method works, I think I might just start putting all of my seeds through the wash inside of a pair of pants and then planting them afterwards. And then I'll write a book about it, and it's gonna sell millions of copies. I'm gonna beat Mel Bartholomew one of these days. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Pre-soak the pants method.
I've just spent some time here scraping up this good dirt off of the slab here, and there's bits of, I guess, concrete that are coming up as well. But let me show you all of this good, like David mentioned before, basically composted material here that's just from leaves dropping and bugs coming in and working through it. This is just such, it's beautiful. I can't tell you, it's just really beautiful, beautiful dirt here. And I told David a minute or so ago, it's inspiring. He's like, inspiring how? He said, it makes me want to like pour a big slab of concrete and just dump all our compost on it. Cause I mean, just look at it. I mean, granted, I don't know how long it took to get this way, but it's really, really just beautiful, beautiful stuff here.
This is a skin-up tree, also known as a gin-up, that is growing here. It's a little seedling. It actually looks like it got cut down when the guys cleared this lot. And so we found a couple of tires, and my kids put the tires around the trees, and they said, we'll take care of them and let them grow big. I was like, oh, those are my kids. So the tires here are marking them out where they are, because the weeds and everything are going to show up later. And things grow really fast once the rain starts. But this is the pumpkin patch, and then at the edges you can see these two tires with little skin-up trees in there. And skin-up is a very nice fruit. You chew it and it's got a big pit in it, and you suck the flesh off it, and it's like a sweet tart. It's really delicious. You can eat a ton of them before you realize how many you've eaten. It's quite an amazing tree. These trees are probably about 8 years from producing though. But you know, we'll just watch over them and see what happens. Thanks for joining us. We have one more day this week where we're going to do more stuff, and we'll bring you along with us. I was thinking of calling my method of gardening Practiculture, and then I found some guy already did that. I'm very disappointed. But what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna get bitter. Somebody stole my great idea. Got it published by Chelsea Green 3 years before I thought it up.
But it was your idea. I mean, it was yours.
It was mine. It was completely my idea.
And they stole it 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Anyhow, I wish them all the best. Getting the jump on me. Anyhow, thanks for joining us. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
And not only have you won $10,000, you've won this incredible luxury slab next to this beautiful crumbling house filled with the best in modern trash.